Alex, it's been 5 hours since you injected that second stereo.
There is nothing wrong with your television set. Do not attempt to adjust the picture. We are controlling transmission. We will control the horizontal. We will control the vertical. We can change the focus to a soft blur or sharpen it to crystal clarity. For the next hour, sit quietly and we will control all that you see and hear. You are about to participate in a great adventure. You are about to experience the awe and mystery which reaches from the inner mind to the outer limits. The race of man is known for its mutability. We can change our moods, our faces, our lives to suit whatever situation confronts us. Adapt and survive. Even among the most changeable of living things, man is Quicksilver, more chameleon-like than the chameleon, determined to survive, no matter what the cost to others or to himself.
Try the oxygen again. Move your fingers, Mike. It's coming out of...
What in blue blazes happened to me?
You're going to be all right now, Mike. You'll be on your feet in a minute.
I seen them sheep down, so I stopped. I start through your gate, and all of a sudden I can't move. I ain't unconscious. I just can't move or even talk.
We were conducting an experiment. Didn't you see our warning sign?
I just seen the sheep. Oh, what hit me, Mr. Marsh? What do you got out there?
I can't say, Mike. It's government work. You'll have to keep quiet, too. See how it is outside. All right, now, let's get on your feet. It's important you don't tell anybody about this, Mike. Sheep are up and moving.
Well, if it's some kind of secret government thing, but I'd sure like to know what.
Oh, you'll find out about it someday, Mike. Now, you shouldn't have any ill effects. But if you don't feel just right, drop by in the morning. All right, Mike. The mail can go on its appointed rounds. Remember, mum's the word.
Yes, sir.
here sick there for a while. When I saw the light go down, I thought sure we had real trouble. I was a little worried, too. You know what we got, boy. A perfect animal test and a human test we never expected. I know. But just the same, I was thinking of that sheep we buried last week. We didn't bury any today. You realize that area was hot for more than 3 hours? More than I expected at this stage. What do you do now? Tomorrow I drive into Los Angeles, see Dr. Ramsey, tell him what we've been doing here. Do you think he will let you go ahead with it? Yeah, I'm pretty sure I can convince him. If he doesn't have a heart attack first when he finds out what we were doing here.
You know, Carol, anybody who can cook like you deserves the best. Me.
You're irresistible, Tom, but I never did know what was best for me.
It's 9:30. Alex is late. Personally, I like it just like it is. A nice, cozy threesome.
He's here.
Uh-oh. Here I go back in the coal storage.
Well, hello. I'm Carol Wilson, in case you've forgotten.
I haven't. Just been too busy to write. Hi, darling. Hello, Doctor.
Alex, good to have you back.
Tom, Alex. Oh, Carol, you're all right. Looks like our boy is really steamed up about something.
Oh, coffee, Alex?
No, no thanks. I just want to talk.
Here.
Well, thank you.
We've been consumed with curiosity all day, Alex. Talk away.
Several months back, Doctor, when Tom and I were in the first stages of your spray anesthesia, working on vaporizing drugs that could be absorbed through the skin, I experimented at one point with a refinement of hydrocyanic acid and pentothal sodium with various catalysts. I came up with a compound which paralyzed rather than anesthetized.
A nerve gas?
Exactly. A paralysis nerve gas.
Now, wait a minute, Alex. Our military already has gases like this. Every major power does. You know that.
Right. But I have a way to make it an even more fantastic weapon. A hypnotic drug such as scopolamine, in heavy strength, can be dispersed through the paralysis gas. Then, you have a nerve gas that first paralyzes the enemy army, even the entire population. And upon recovery from the paralysis, the victims remain in a hypnotic state for days, maybe weeks, subject to all orders and suggestions. So you eliminate all resistance while the occupation of enemy territory is being completed.
Well, that's very interesting, Alex. But when did our quiet little research lab become involved in chemical warfare?
Doctor, do you realize this could be a weapon so powerful it could conceivably banish nuclear warfare?
Perhaps, if such a weapon could be developed to that degree.
It can be. I'm close to it now. I only have to work out coalescing the drug with the gas. A month at the most. Then Tom and I could work in the main lab on the gas persistence. I can see a vapor hanging in the air, clinging to objects for days, like radiation fallout.
There's a couple of things worry me. The desert lab isn't really equipped for experimenting with nerve gases.
Well, I work with such small quantities that it's easily handled in our apparatus.
Also, you're dealing with unfamiliar elements, at least as far as their reactions on each other. And they can develop frightening consequences.
Nobody knows that better than I do, Doctor.
Well, it's a project way out of our field, but I think it's worth going after. Let's see what you boys can do with it.
Thank you, Doctor.
Well, I'm sure my presence is no longer required here. We'll We'll talk more about this in the morning. Good night.
Good night, sir.
Good night, Doc. Good night, children.
Well, if things are settled for now, I think I'll just sort of run up the beach to my little grass shack.
Good night, dear friends.
Tom,
Yes?
do you mind if I stay with you tonight so I don't have to open my apartment?
Oh, not at all.
You, want me to wait?
That's hardly necessary. Alex has his own car. Good night, Tom.
Like I said, good night, dear friend. Good night. Make it early?
Now you can talk. Well, at least be happy I'm here. Hey, what's bothering my gal?
This nerve gas. What a horrible thought. Gassing people. It's somehow immoral.
Well, it's certainly better than maiming and killing and blinding and having radiation even affect future generations, which a nuclear war would do.
Any kind of war is frightening. And so is the thought of you working with these strange gases.
Nothing can happen.
I'll bet Dr. Ramsey said exactly the same thing years ago when he was experimenting with live polio virus to find a vaccine. He became crippled for life.
But that was years ago. They weren't as careful then. But I'm glad knowing that you're worrying about me.
I even worry about you being alone at the desert lab.
But I'm not alone. Carlos is with me. You know, that college boy from Baker I hired last year? Enough about Carlos. Let's talk about us.
Anything else you want me to do before I go home, Mr. Marsh?
Huh?
Anything else you want me to do before I go home?
Oh, is it Friday already? Man, am I losing track of time.
Shouldn't you be wearing a mask? Last time Mr. Holland was here, he said this stuff is dangerous.
No, it won't emit fumes or vapors unless you're using heat.
It's taking longer than you figured, isn't it? You've been at it more than a month now.
Well, it's just a question of finding the elements that have an affinity.
Maybe it isn't possible to combine a hypnotic drug with a nerve gas.
It's possible, and I'll find the combination eventually. Here, file this with the rest of our failures.
Mr. Marsh, did something happen to our other two mice?
Found them dead this morning.
Some of the gas must be escaping.
No, I tried one of the compounds on them. Too powerful.
I'll be leaving now.
Okay. See you on Monday.
Morning, Miss Martin. Carlos? You've been working all night again, Mr. Marsh? You should take a rest.
Oh, I'm all right. I had a little accident. Some of the gas got loose.
Oh? What did it do to you?
I really don't know. I had the most horrible nightmares. I think it would have been deadly, but I apparently have a built-in protection now.
How's that?
Well, I probably absorbed so much of my body in small doses over the past several weeks that I have a certain immunity.
Just the same, you'd better be careful. Hey, have you been in the sun all weekend? You look tanner than last Friday. Mr. Marsh, these mice, they're both dead.
Gas must have gotten started.
Look how dark they are. Like they're burned or something. I'll get them out. No, don't touch them.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm hurrying as fast as I can, sir. Yes, sir. Here's your change, sir. Anything else I can do? Good job. What a grouch. Fill her up, sir?
Yeah, fill it. You gotta...
Say, check your water and oil. You've heard of the Minuteman, haven't you? Well, I'm the 32nd man.
Yeah, check it. You got a phone here?
Yeah. All the modern convenience, right around the corner from the garage. Say, anything else I can do for you?
No, nothing.
Some days it doesn't pay to get up.
Operator, I'm calling Los Angeles. Granite 55099. Person-to-person, Dr. Ramsey. Yes, thank you, I will. Hello, Doctor. Is Carol in the house?
Yes. She's going out with Tom, but she's still here. You want to talk to her?
No, just listen. I haven't got much time. Something's gone horribly wrong with the nerve experiment. I'm coming into your house. I have to stay there for a while. Fix up a room away from everybody.
But what is it? What happened? What's the problem?
I tell you, I'm carrying it on my skin. It's in my whole body. And it's almost instantly lethal. When I get there, don't come near me. Don't touch me. And don't tell Carol about this. Good night, Doc.
Nice.
Alex? Tom and Carol just left. Now, what in God's name happened?
I can't talk anymore. I'll tell you when I get there. I'll be there about 11 o'clock.
425 for your gas, sir.
You don't happen to have any gloves for sale, do you?
Gloves? No, we don't carry the gloves. Say those ones.
Carol.
She and Tom went to dinner and a show. I don't expect her much before midnight.
Well, I parked my car up the street so she wouldn't see it. Have you got a room ready yet?
Maid's room. It's the only one that isn't being used.
There were accidents, I tell you. He died merely by contact with me. The immunity I got won't last too long. You've got to find an antidote before this immunity wears off.
The first thing we must do, Alex, is notify the authorities and get you to a hospital.
No! Nobody's going to lock me up like an animal. I'm going to stay right here in this room until you cure me. Here's the formula for the last compound. And here's the compound. Analyze it. But you've got to find an antidote quickly.
I'm not a medical doctor, Alex, and you need the best medical treatment.
You know as much about chemical formulas as any medical doctor.
I can't do it, Alex.
Can't do it.
I just can't sit here and let you die while I'm trying to find an antidote.
If you don't do as I say, so help me God, I'll kill whoever comes after me. Whoever I can get my hands on.
Carol lives here, you know.
Tell her I'm sick. Don't tell her the rest. Tell her to stay away from me. And I don't want Tom to find out anything about this.
Your face has begun to darken already. I know it. I'm out all over, my head bursting. The pain starts to burn me alive. The turning black may be a form of cyanosis, a diminished oxidation in the blood. I must get oxygen for you to try. Well, why don't you call one of those 24-hour rental places?
Well? Good night, Tom. And thanks again for being so much fun.
Mm-hmm. Well, you're a servant, man. See you on tomorrow.
I'll start working on it in the morning, Alex. But I hope by then you'll realize how irrational your whole idea is.
Excuse me, Doctor. Hello.
Anyway,
How is that any way to greet a girl who thinks
I'm sick. You gotta keep away from me. Get her out of here. We better leave. Carol.
can't believe it.
You're not supposed to know about those two deaths. But you have to know that it'd be fatal to touch him.
But threatening to kill more people. He must be out of his mind.
He is. What with the pain in his body and the worst pain in his mind is what's happened. You shouldn't stay here at all.
Oh, you need me more than ever now. I have to stay. Oh, dear God, how horrible.
Sorry. Coffee break time.
I don't care for any.
Say, what's the old man up to anyway? I tried to talk with him. He brushed me off. He's been working away all day in the lab like he's concocting the witch's own brood.
I don't know. Well, he doesn't tell me everything.
Come on, now, what is it, Alex?
What do you mean, Alex?
Just a word about working on that nerve gas now, aren't you?
Yes, I am worried.
Lucky old Alex. He doesn't know how lucky he is. You know, nobody ever worries about friendly old Tom like this. Well, I'll have coffee alone, I guess.
Dr. Ramsey's office. Yes? The sheriff from where?
What sheriff?
Oh, the sheriff from that town near the desert lab. It's Baker. They know about the fire. A mailman discovered it today.
I was afraid of this.
The sheriff said the body they found was too badly burned to identify.
You didn't say anything about
I told him we hadn't heard from Alex. But what are we going to do? He wants someone to come out there, and he wants us to phone as soon as we hear from Alex. We can't just ignore this.
We'll have to ignore it for a while. I've one serum ready, and I'll have the second one finished in a couple of hours. Don't take any more phone calls today. That serum he took last night had no effect on him. I gave him the second one to try, and I'm going to stay here and see if we get any reaction from it. You better run along to the office.
We'll have to call that sheriff at Baker today.
Well, tell him that we haven't heard from Alex. Say we think Alex broke under the strain of overwork, that he may be wandering around the desert somewhere, and ask the sheriff to look for him there. That'll keep him away from us for a while.
Doctor, please let me tell Tom. You can't handle this alone.
I guess we'll have to. Ask Tom to start working on another serum. Alex, the experiment book is in my lab locker. And the 2 serum formulas that I made up are listed there. And tell Tom that he may find some books in my office that might help too.
All right, Doctor. Tom, it's just become a nightmare, a horrible nightmare.
This is something I had no business fooling around with.
What should we do? What can we do?
I don't know. just can't call the police and have him shot like an animal. He just neutralized that poison in his body. Look, why don't you call the sheriff like Ramsey asked you to? I'll be working in the lab.
Alex, it's been 5 hours since you injected that second serum.
There's no answer. He must be in the back with Alex. I'd better run over with your serum. We might want to use it right away.
Okay, here. And tell the doctor that I'm trying to make up some pyridine aldoxymethionide. I'll see if I can have it for him later tonight, huh?
Dr. Ramsey? Dr. Ramsey? Dr. Ramsey? Alex?
I'll meet you there, Lieutenant. And look, if he's still in the house when you get there, be sure and tell your men to stay away from him. I'll explain it when I see you. Yeah, I'm on the way.
I'm going back with you.
No, I want you to stay.
I can't. I have to know what's happening.
Okay, come on.
Get out on all points on him. But he may still be in the Bay Area. Correct. An all-white station wagon. Check the license registration number under the name of Alex Marsh. You better give this to the radio and TV stations. Tell them to get a bulletin on the air. Anyone seeing this man, report immediately to the police. But under no circumstances, approach him or come into physical contact with him. We haven't got all the details yet. But I've seen what happens when this bird touches somebody. It's mighty scary.
I know it sounds wild. I never ran into anything like it. Yeah, right. I'm waiting for the car. Call me here.
This guy shouldn't be hard to find if he looks anywhere as bad as that Doc's body back there.
We'll find it.
All units. Suspect described as tall, heavy set. Face and hands swollen twice normal size. Skin is blackened and cracked like rough charcoal. If apprehended, do not touch suspect. Do not allow suspect to touch you. If necessary, shoot to prevent this. Repeat, to all units. Where to, Mac?
Oh.
I didn't get that, Mac. I don't know what you're saying, Mac, but I can't take you. You gotta get out. Mister, I said you gotta get out. You ain't going no place with me. Now beat it. Come on, screwball. Out of there, I'll call a cop.
Somebody call the police. Tom, I've been waiting for hours to hear what happened.
Well, they found a cab driver. Alex must have been there. I guess he got away in the cab. I'm leaving an officer here all night. Marsh might decide to come back here. You never can figure what a man will do when his mind is cracked.
Yeah, you're right. Carol, I don't think you ought to stay here tonight.
Well, what can happen to me?
He's right, Miss Wilson. It would be wise to get you out of here.
Look, why don't I stay here tonight? You go up to my place at the beach.
I'd feel safer if you were out of town. It's a good thought. I'd do that, Miss Wilson.
All right. I'll put some things in a bag. know the number, and I can't get the operator.
Don't talk. He might hear you. Now, I'll phone the sheriff myself. He ought to be up there in a few minutes. In the meantime, lock all the doors and stay out of sight. I'm on my way up.
Alex, it's Carol. Alex, if you're looking for Tom, he isn't here. Put it on the desk, Alex. I'll read it there. Tom isn't here now, but he will be. God, stay away from me. Alex, sit down, please, for my sake. Sit down and we'll wait for Tom. You know we just want to help you. You certainly know I do. Oh, please let me, Alex. Please. That's better. That's better, Alex.
Give it around the back. Joe, you come with me. Stop right there.
Don't shoot it, please. Don't run anymore, please. Let them take you to a hospital. Alex, there's no sense of going on. You don't want to hurt anybody else. Let us help you, please. Alex, you know I wouldn't let anybody hurt you. Or let me get you to a hospital. They can still help you. Say it's all right. Just nod your head.
There is no magic substitute for soft caring and hard work, for self-respect and mutual love. If we can learn this from the mistake these frightened men made, then their mistake will not have been merely grotesque. It will have been at least a lesson at last to be learned. We now return control of your television set to you until next week at this same time, when the control voice will take you to the outer limits.